Are you afraid that later on your child will become a rebellious, hot-tempered, and aggressive teenager? And how would you feel if the entire cause stemmed from you? During a conversation, your child constantly stomps their feet, screams, yells repeatedly, and says they hate you. You try everything to advise your child not to say those things. After this happens repeatedly, you no longer have enough patience with your child. You scream and shout at your child to drown out their voice. You try to prove your authority to your child. Is this what you are doing to your child? If the answer is yes, then I have to offer my sympathies to you. You are creating the personality of a future rebellious child. I believe that no parent wants their child to become a rebellious and uncontrollable child in the future. So how can this situation be stopped from repeating? This is also the topic that I want to share with you in this video. In the next few minutes, I will share with you the methods to raise your child and also put an end to this situation. Before starting, I want to note that this method will not succeed immediately. It will require time, your persistence, and your patience. So please save this video so you can watch it anytime, anywhere when needed. You can also share it with your spouse so they can see it too. Before we start, we need to understand why this behavior appears in your child. This is a very normal personality trait and appears in every child during their character forming years. You will see it clearly in every child around you. So this is a very normal phenomenon in your child. Therefore, you do not need to worry too much when it appears in your child. Visualize this. When you just get home after a long, tiring day, when you open the door, you are greeted by toys thrown all over the place. You see your child's toys everywhere. You just asked your child to put the toys away. A simple request. Instead of following it, they get sulky. They mumble unpleasant words under their breath. Why do I always have to do everything? You feel annoyed and incredibly uncomfortable. You hear that tone, that attitude. And when emotions are pent up, you start letting out harsh words to your child. Your voice becomes harsher than ever. And you start having thoughts like, my child is becoming unmanageable. I don't know where they learned that personality. But one thing you don't know is that those very traits and reactions of your child are a reflection of your image, but in a much more upgraded version. Admit it to me, do you ever react like that to the people around you? Do you feel that your child's personality has traits resembling yours? In reality, this reaction is instinct. Your child did not intend it. They did not naturally acquire such traits, but they learned them from you throughout the process of growing up, and I call this mirror neurons. Maybe there were times you raised your voice to discipline your child. Right at that moment, the child was learning that from you. The common belief is that disrespect starts with the child, that it is a behavioral issue, a discipline issue, something that needs to be fixed by consequences or stricter boundaries. But developmental research shows a different story. It starts from the emotional template that adults provide in moments of conflict. When you respond to disrespect with a disrespectful tone, you aren't teaching the lesson you think you are teaching. You are teaching them that when someone bothers you, you have to get loud. You use those sharp words to make them feel small. And then we wonder why they respond in a similar way. This is not a matter of blame. This is a matter of understanding a mechanism that operates below the level of awareness. Once you understand it, everything changes. So, this is the pattern that developmental psychologists observe repeatedly in the parent-child relationship. The biggest mistake in teaching children to become disrespectful is demanding respect instead of showing it. But here is the difference that changes everything. Respect cannot be created by command. Neuroscience research on mirror neurons shows us why. When you demand respect through tone, through words, through power, your child's brain does not process the lesson you want to teach. Instead, they are learning about power. They are learning that whoever has more power is allowed to be disrespectful. When parents use authority and commands to force their children to comply, they are essentially just creating submission based on fear. The child obeys because they are afraid of being scolded, afraid of being hit, not because they respect or understand the value of that teaching. They are learning that respect equals fear, not affection. And this is the most important part. Their brains are programmed to reflect what they see, not what they hear. If you stay calm when setting limits, they absorb that calm assertiveness. If you get loud when frustrated, they learn that volume equals power. If you use sarcastic words to express disappointment, they will use sarcastic words as their language of communication. From a child's perspective, the logic is very simple. If you are allowed to speak harshly when angry, why aren't they allowed to? You do this because you care very much about raising human beings who know how to respect others. Let me show you exactly what this model looks like in practice. Research groups on parent-child interactions have recorded thousands of exchanges similar to this one. This is a composite example showing what developmental psychologists frequently see. Morning routine, 7:45. A parent asks their 7-year-old child to get ready for school. The child answers, "I'm getting ready." The parent counters, "No, I see you're still playing games. You're still wearing pajamas." The child snaps back, "Oh my God, why do you guys always nag me?" And the parent replies, "How many more times do we have to tell you?" That look of frustration, that tone. We can't take it anymore. How do you feel about this case? Does it ring true to your situation? When parents switch from trying to control behavior to showing the respect they want to see, the relationship changes. Not immediately, not perfectly, but it happens gradually. Because when the emotional model changes, the child's pattern also changes. The tone becomes softer because the source of the harshness has been soothed. So, how do you show respect? Especially when your child is testing every limit. Now, we will move on to the method for you to put an end to this situation. This will be the most important part of the video, so please try to listen very carefully or save the video to watch again. I call this method root parenting. The first step is to pause before reacting. This is perhaps the most important step in this method. Take a breath, literally a deep breath, before speaking. This short pause will interrupt your natural reaction. That breathing time gives you precious moments. You do not need to react immediately. You can take 2 seconds to choose your response instead of reacting instinctively. I know, at this point you might be wondering, how can you stay calm when your child reacts like that? I understand how you feel, but listen to me. Please do this. Even though it is hard, please try to do it. Because if you cannot keep your calm during these moments, you will make the conversation with your child more difficult than ever. Once you have accomplished this step, we will move on to the second step. Step 2, show the respect you want to receive. Use a steady voice. Maintain eye contact. Stay calm but firm. This does not mean being soft and giving in to your child. It means being strong without being harsh. You can say no. You can hold your boundaries. You show your child the negative scenarios that could happen to them. But you must do it seriously. Both yours and your child's. Developmental studies show that children learn from leadership styles, not just power itself. Step 3, explain to your child and repair previous mistakes. First, lower your voice and explain the issue to your child. If your child raises their voice, gently explain the nature of the problem to them. What could be better than your child seeing that they are being respected by their parents and spoken to like a friend? This is the core factor in handling your child's issues. Your child will not feel afraid when talking to you, but can trust you and consider you someone they can confide in and share with. But what if you have already raised your voice at your child? If you lose your composure, and that will certainly happen because emotional regulation is not always perfect, circle back. Say, "I raised my voice earlier, and that was not okay. I felt frustrated, but that is not how I want to communicate with you." There is a lot of research on secure attachment showing that repair is more effective than prevention. It demonstrates responsibility. It shows your child that respect includes admitting one's mistakes, not just avoiding them. These 3 steps build the essential element, which is emotional safety. And emotional safety is the foundation of genuine respect. When children feel safe, they will not express their emotions excessively. They stop resisting and begin to react not out of fear, but out of trust. The important thing is that your child will not feel too much pressure when facing you, which will make your child more confident and able to easily express their views. Once you know your child's thoughts and issues, You will easily connect and give them what they need, but still within your control. Showing respect does not mean erasing boundaries. It does not mean avoiding consequences or becoming permissive. It means holding firm on limits without losing dignity, yours or your child's. You can still enforce consequences. You can still say, "You chose not to listen, so screen time is over for today, and we will try again tomorrow." You can still be the authority figure in the family. The delivery can change, but the boundaries do not. This is the critical distinction. When children feel respected during the correction process, they stop resisting to gain power. They stop needing to prove themselves by resisting. High control, low warmth. Because respect built on fear dissolves the moment you are no longer watching. Respect built on connection becomes internalized. It becomes their compass, not just compliance, and that is the kind of respect that lasts beyond childhood. So, let's close this loop. The biggest mistake in teaching children to become disrespectful is demanding respect instead of showing it. When you model patience, emotional regulation, and calmness, especially during conflict, your child learns that respect is not based on power, but on principle. And if you recognize yourself in these patterns, that is not failure, that is awareness. Every parent has lost their temper, raised their voice, and reacted in ways they later regret. The point is not whether you have done that or not. The point is what you do next. Your child does not need perfection. They need consistency. And the powerful thing about emotional modeling is that it works at any age. We have talked about the key takeaways, specific strategies, what to say, how to get through these moments, and some long-term things to think about if your child is struggling with these issues. I truly hope this will be helpful for any of you struggling with managing children who say very hurtful things and are prone to outbursts when angry. As I also said right from the start of the video, this method will not be effective immediately. It will take enough time for your child to understand how you connect with them. If that situation repeats, be patient and follow the full 3 steps in my root parenting method. It will take time, but I believe it is better to take time than to have the worst case scenarios happen to your child, leading to a loss of control. Apply it and come back here to let me know your results. I would love to know how your child reacts when you apply this. If you have any questions or do not understand something, please comment below this video so I can answer you. I hope that my sharing will be helpful to you and that you will have more methods for raising your children. If you find this video helpful, please support me by liking and subscribing to the channel. Thank you for watching the whole video, and I wish you a joyful day.